Today is the 100th day of school. So Grace brought in this book. It's called 100 Monsters in My School. And I thought it would be fun if we read this for our 100th day of school. Our title page. There are 100 monsters in my school. There are 25 witches in my reading group. They can fly through any book they read. There are 25 ghosts in the lunchroom. They love eating scream cheese and jelly sandwiches. Scream cheese. There are 25 vampires in my gym class. They can swing from the highest places. There are 25 werewolves in my music class. My ears hurt when they sing. Look at her face. She's like, oh, I did not like that. Usually, I like school. I like to read books. I read slowly. I like to eat lunch. I eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I like gym class. I can walk on the balance beam. I like music. I sing very softly, but very high. But the worst day of school is the 100th day of school. All the monsters in my school love the 100th day of school. I do not. Our teacher, Miss Vampira, told us that we each have to bring in 100 things for show and tell. I did that too, didn't I, guys? What should I bring in? 100 books? Too heavy. 100 thumbtacks? Oh, too sharp. I want tomorrow to be spooktacular, Mrs. Vampira said. All the monsters in my class were excited. I was not. I do not want to go to school tomorrow, I told my mother at dinner. Why not? She asked. Are you sick? I shook my head no. I don't have anything to bring in for the 100th day of school, I said. My mom smiled. I'm not worried about you, Jane, she said. You will think of something. Just use your head. Look at she's still so sad about that. The next morning, I walked to school slowly. Wendy Witchman saw me in the schoolyard. She was dressed in all black, as usual. What did you bring in for the 100th day of school? She asked me. I did not answer her. Well, I brought in something very special, but I'm not telling you what it is. Wendy flashed me a smile and flew away. Sally Spookster was behind me in line. What did you bring in for the 100th day of school? She whispered. I felt a chill run down my spine. Sally was nice. She was very, very quiet, but she was nice. I did not know what to bring in, I told her. You will think of something, Jane, Sally told me. We walked inside the classroom. Welcome to the 100th day of school, Mrs. Vampira said. We will start our own show and tell now. I slid down in my seat. I did not want Miss Vampira to call on me. I had nothing to show or tell. Victor Fangley, Miss Vampira said. Why don't you go first? Victor stood up and smiled. All of his front teeth were missing, except for his 2 fangs. They were very sharp and very pointy. I have brought in my fang collection, Victor said with a smile. He held up a bunch of little bags. And I have 10 cat fangs and 10 dog fangs, he began. I have 10 monkey fangs and 10 alligator fangs, and I have 10 fangs from my grandma and 10 fangs from my grandpa. They don't need their fangs anymore. Everyone in class laughed. I have 10 of my brother baby fangs and 10 of my sister's baby fangs. I have 10 fangs that I found at a beach, and I have 10 fangs that I'm going to leave for the fairy fang. At my house, the tooth fairy comes, but I didn't want to say anything. That makes 100 fangs in all, Victor said. Thank you, Victor, Miss Vampira said. That was fantastic. Who will be next? I slid down further in my seat. Pick me, Wally Wolfson said. Okay, Miss Vampira said. Aroo! He howled, didn't he? I will show you 100 of my best howls, Wally said. Ow! He howled. That's one. Oh! Wally howled even louder. I put my hands over my ears. It was a long way to 100 howls. Miss Vampire called on lots of other kids. Sally Spookster told 100 spooky stories. That took a long time, and I got scared 100 times. Bob Batty showed us his bat collection. He had 50 fruit bats, and he had 50 vampire bats. That was a lot of bats. I was glad they were in their cages. Wendy Witchman brought in her cat collection. I have 20 cat stuffed animals, Wendy said. She put the toys in front of Miss Vampire's desk. I have 20 cat keychains, and I have 20 cat t-shirts, and I have 20 cat earrings. That is really 10 pairs of earrings. I have 20 kitties. Wendy opened up a big case. 20 little kittens came out and looked at the class. Oh my goodness. Look at all those ants. Oh my goodness. Achoo! I sneezed. Meow, meow, cried the cats. I must have scared them. The cats ran all over the room. My things, Wendy cried. My 100 things. We raced around the room and Wendy found all of Wendy's 100 things. Finally, everything was found. Sorry, I told Wendy. I handed her back her last kitty. I tried not to sneeze. Wendy took the kitty from me, but she did not say a word. Oh, look at her face. Uh-oh. Just then the lunch bell rang. Okay, class, Miss Vampire said. We will finish our show and tell after lunch. Good. That will give me some time to think. I sat down at my lunch table, but I did not feel like eating. Don't worry, Jane, Sally whispered. You think of something to show. I put my head down on the table. Here, Sally said. These will make you feel better. She handed me 5 marshmallows, ghosts, 5 marshmallow ghosts, and 5 marshmallow mice. Victor tried to cheer me up, too. He gave me 5 bubblegum bats and 5 bubblegum owls. Soon, lots of kids at the lunch table had given me something. I had 5 gummy worms and 5 gummy bears, 5 licorice witches, 5 licorice brooms. I had 5 taffy pumpkins, 5 taffy apples, and 5 cherry eyeballs, and 5 cherry lips. I had 5 vanilla moons and 5 vanilla stars, 5 lemon skeletons, and 5 lemon goblins. I had 5 strawberry snakes and 5 strawberry spiders. I had 5 chocolate rats and I had 5 chocolate cats. I looked at all the things in front of me, all 100 things. Just then, Wendy walked over to the table. Yum, she said. Mind if I share? She reached down and popped 5 chocolate cats into her mouth. Now I was left with only 95. The bell rang. It was time to go back to class. Let's finish our show and tell, Miss Vampire said. Jane Brain, it's your turn. Oh no, what was I going to do? I stood up, but I tripped over my lunch bag and fell down. The class howled. My face turned red. She was embarrassed, wasn't she? Settle down, class, Miss Vampire said. Jane, are you okay? Yes, I said. Why don't you take a minute and get yourself together, Miss Vampire told me. Glenda Spector, why don't you go next? I picked up my lunch bag and peeked inside. My mom had packed me a good lunch. Too bad I didn't eat it. I had a tuna sandwich and an apple, and I had 5 chocolate cookies. Wait! 5 cookies? I was ready for show and tell. Thanks to my friends, I have 100 treats for the 100th day of school. I told the class, 10 marshmallow treats, 10 bubblegum treats, 10 gummy treats, 10 licorice treats, 10 taffy treats, 10 cherry treats, 10 vanilla treats, 10 lemon treats, 10 strawberry treats, and 10 chocolate treats. I smiled at the class. And since there are 25 in the class, we each get 4 treats, I said. Hooray! The class shouted. I can't wait to sink my teeth into them, Miss Vampire said. the 100th day of school didn't turn out so badly after all.